Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. How you doing today? It is Tuesday at 9 o'clock, and that means we bring the fire with Omar, my real estate entrepreneur. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How are you, Michael? What's happening, everybody?
Hey, man, I got a topic that was perfect for you because you are my real estate entrepreneur. You know how to review deals, make sure you're getting, how you handle them, and basically how you manage, own, build your portfolio, right? And something we've talked about on this channel, you've done interviews from it, is you have some Airbnbs in Lake Havasu, correct?
Yeah, we do.
So I want to have, I don't know, this might be a difficult conversation, but I believe Airbnb right now is the hot thing. I see, frankly, too many people going that direction. They are taking now kind of B and C area properties and they're making investment decisions because they're seeing their friends post Airbnb profits. And I'm an economist. And one of the first things we learn is supply and demand. So here is a unpopular opinion. I believe Airbnb business model is going to blow up a bubble for the next year, and then it's going to pop. Because what's happening right now is we've just had the best year ever for Airbnb properties. We haven't been jumping on international flights. We've been driving to places after being cooped up for a year. Airbnb is going to look extremely profitable this year. And that is going to bring out more investors buying Airbnb properties and turning them in. And supply and demand is going to crush you in 12 to 24 months. So there's a lot in that. But I had to talk about this with someone. And, what would happen if Lake Havasu had 10x the Airbnbs? I mean, that's what I see coming potentially.
Well, okay. Remember, guys, and remember, Michael, it's about location. Okay. It's all about the location. Like if you get a place in Lake Tahoe, the lake's not going anywhere.
Yes.
There's a shortage of hotels or vacancies. Actually, in Lake Tahoe, there might be something different. I don't know it, but I've been researching it. Okay. But then in Lake Havasu, there are no the hotels are packed. Okay. They're packed, right? 5-6 people to a room because they want to hang out for the weekend and go on the water.
Yeah.
So when you establish a nice area, a nice house, the extra amenities, the draw's still going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, yes, this last year has been crazy because everybody wants to leave, right? And they want to drive, and it's only from where we're at 3 hours away.
Yeah,
and
it's drivable for a weekend.
5 hours.
Easy.
Yes. So if we 10x that, which I know that there are more coming because I'm seeing more people are starting to do the same thing because like, oh, Omar's doing it. Oh, this person's doing it. Oh, I can do that too. Well, shit, let me try that. But then what they don't know is they have holding costs. They have all of the above. Okay. It's not that simple. Okay. You still have to be able to put money down and it's got a cash flow because then at the end, even with all my properties that we have, your money's not made like literally in 4 or 5 months. It's made on the 8th, 9th month, 10th month of it being rented. Mm-hmm. That's when you start seeing the profit margins increase.
Yeah.
But you have to get there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's what people don't really understand. But when you just said B and C areas, because, oh, this person's doing that. And, oh, let me do one in San Bernardino, or let me do one here. Let me do one there.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's do one in Fresno.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I have, so there's Fresno, it's my community, right? So last year or so, there was a couple people in my network that started doing Airbnbs in Fresno, right? And they've been making a killing because there was no supply, right? You still have traveling nurses, and you have some people who would seek those out. But now what's happened in the last year is more and more people are coming in. They are, I would say, downgrading areas and overpaying, right? So you go from, breaking even in 7 months to breaking even in 9 months. And but this is my greatest fear, right? Because again, people, they're so easy to track. Once a trend starts, it goes on to stupid levels, right? And we're in it. I believe Airbnb is going to attract people for the next 12 months. I mean, there are people in my social feed that are talking about, hey, if I did this as a monthly rental like Michael does, I would make $500. They actually say one rental at a time, but I'm doing Airbnb. I'm making $2,500. They actually called me out. I'm like, cool, congratulations. Wait a year. right?
Wait 2 years.
Yeah, because what'll happen is you talk about making 2,500, you're going to invite competition. And oh, by the way, folks, I have a promise for you. I've been doing this a long time. The record demand you're seeing right now won't exist in 12 to 18 months. I guarantee you we are going to start traveling internationally again. You have seen an unbelievable demand because we had a year of going nowhere. Now we're going somewhere, but we're driving. A year from now, 18 months from now, I'm getting my ass on a plane, and I hate flying. And I'm going to Asia. I'm going to Europe. I'm getting on a freaking plane and going somewhere. Airbnbs are not going to be as popular in 12 to 18 months. Supply and demand is going to crush people, I think.
And I agree with you in a sense of B and C areas.
No, agreed. Yeah, I'm glad we're going to talk about this because again, like if you're on the water, like if you're on the water in Lake Tahoe or near the water, like you're 5 minutes from the water in Lake Havasu, the best properties will win. But it's the B and C areas, right? It's the one, it's around the corner, right? It doesn't look at the water, it looks the other way. You guys are buying properties that look good today because there's no supply. If supply triples and demand gets cut in half, which is what I see coming, these but Airbnbs are going to lose people money.
And I'm telling you, it's going to happen, and we're talking about it right now, and then we're going to talk about it later in about a year, or 15, 16, 18 months, and we're going to be like, we're going to talk, hey, how are your rentals doing?
Yeah.
Shit. Well, you know what? They're still, they're slow in a slow season.
Yeah.
And then in the summer it increases or whatever the case. And then we're going to have that same conversation, but it's location. And there's something that I will tell you about location. If you focus on the location with more or less any investment over the long period of time, you're going to do okay.
Yes.
Like if it's the BC properties and granted right now with flipping and everything else, you can get a B and C. You can get a C property and flip it for B money. You can get a B property and flip it for A money.
Yeah.
Then you can get an A money and flip it for A++ money.
Yeah.
But that's going to go away too.
Oh yeah. We're going to talk about that in episode 2, folks. It's just to tease it. We're going to call that the yeah, but episode.
Yeah.
But again, I think Airbnb is wonderful. I think it's the topic of the year, right? Like 2 years ago, the reason I still speak at real estate meetups is because I want to know what the audience is doing so I can go the other way. So 2 years ago, everybody was a syndicator and they were trying to buy value add multifamily. So you know what? I sold some junk, made a lot of money, and I was out of the way. Now, like the last 6 months, man, everybody and their brother is going, I'm going to turn my house into an Airbnb. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm like, well, great. That was great if you did it a year ago. But you guys realize if I'm hearing 15, 20, 50 people talking about it, that means there's 500, 5,000 doing it. Oh, supply and demand is going to crush you.
But there's a lot of people who talk about it though, Michael, and they wish they could. Yeah. And, oh, hey, I want to go do this. Let me go buy my one rental.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go furnish it first.
Yeah.
And these people are talking about it. Oh, you got to furnish it like if you're going to live there.
Yeah.
So that's another expense, right? Utilities, everything else adds up. Oh, and you still don't have guests.
Yeah.
And you're not using it all the time. And you still have a payment every single month. So where are you at now, person that you wanted an Airbnb?
But they want to post on social media that they made $2,000 more than one rental at a time. That's what they want to do. I mean, these people don't get it. Oh, supply demand is going to hurt you so bad. And again, the bubble's going to get bigger. It's going to go like this. And it's going to
fill
back people
with a bunch of shit. Yes. It's going to get filled with a bunch of shit and then it's going to blow up. And honestly, like anybody that's listening, if you have an Airbnb and you're doing well, awesome. It's one revenue stream. It's not the only stream.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. One revenue stream. I'm like Michael. I love my long-term tenants, long-term properties. Why? Because they'll end up paying it off later.
Exactly.
Okay. And then you're going to have forced appreciation. Not even forced, just gradual appreciation. 10 years, it's going to double. Okay. Perfect. So it's going to be crazy. Just watch for how much extra people are going to start putting up their houses.
Yeah. And it can, I think Airbnbs can create bubbles. I mean, I don't know Lake Havasu from anything, but I'm going to guess there's probably 10% of Lake Havasu, which is prime property, right? Looks at the water just great, or access to the boat ramps or whatever it is. Prime. Then there's like the next 50%, which is like close enough. And then there's everything else. It's like, I would call it a C in that area. It's just like, don't want to be there. But when there's no supply, you take anything you can get. But right
Right.
now, people are going to overpay. And that's what I see happening right now is Airbnb is going to blow. People are going to run business models that say, hey, I could pay more. That's what people don't get is you make your money when you buy. If your business model going in is Airbnb, you're going to overpay a long-term hold, right? Like a guy like me who has to get a 30-month or 30-day or monthly rent, I can only pay so much. I see people right now using, hey, I'm going to rent my Airbnb out for 28 days a month.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, not happening.
Yeah. 26 days a month, right? Just stupid numbers. And I'm like, that's your business model? And that says what you can pay? I mean, come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad.
And we haven't talked about the debt service.
Oh, yeah, exactly. If you spend too much and your debt service just eats you alive, read my book. It's called An Alligator.
And if this is your only stream, then yeah, this is a huge alligator.
Not good. Again, folks, Airbnb is one of those business models where if you have that top 10% going back to Lake Havasu, which I know nothing of, you're always going to do fine. The people that want to go there, they want to be on the water. They want to have the look at the lake, Lake Tahoe. You're going to be fine. It's everybody else that's filled in behind you and try to copy you. I believe they're going to be sucking wind in a year. Probably 18 months is what I'm calling 18 months. Because you don't realize Airbnb is nothing but a supply-demand equation. Right now, supply is restricted. More supply is being added. And then demand, we have never seen a demand like this for local travel, local experiences.
Never.
12 to 18 months from now, I guarantee you we're doing international travel.
Yeah. Go to a different country.
Dude, I'm getting out of here, man. The rest of the world, most of it's beautiful. I've been lucky enough to travel for my career. Man, the world is great. I just hate airplanes, but that's a different story. So any other closing thoughts, Omar?
Just be careful.
Yes.
I mean, be careful with the Airbnb aspect of it. I mean,
it'll feel good today, but woo, you overpay.
Yeah, and then when you sit down and you do your books later on, you'll see. Yeah. After the cleaning lady, after everything else to add up, plus your payment.
Yeah.
Then you can be like, what? I only made $400 this month. How is that possible?
Yeah, and oh, by the way, that third guest did this or that, and just yeah. Anyways, I think Airbnb is wonderful. I think it fills a huge need. I just think it's like anything in real estate investing. Investors think it's easy and they all rush. Right now, Airbnb is the hot thing. People are rushing in and they are about to do some stupid shit.
They are.
There you go. How can people follow you, be part of your world?
Guys, follow me on IG, Omar_Alfaro, or just reach out to me, 760-559-9945. I'm here to help you guys answer any questions.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you for being part of our expert series every week as well. I don't say that enough. Thanks, bud.
You're welcome. Appreciate you having me.